My fellow humans and aliens, how are you guys doing? I'm Callie. My pronouns are Z and Zir. How y'all doing? So let's get into the story. So today I'll be telling the story time of how I found out that my wedding ring, you heard right, my wedding ring was not, in fact, mine. So it's the day for wedding, and it was after the wedding, everybody went home. We got home, and I was like really happy that I got married, and I just can't believe that I just got married. I was 23 at the time. Like, who gets married at 23? Like, what was I thinking? I have no business getting married at 23. So yeah, I'm at home and he's at home, and we're all happy and we're talking about it, and we're checking in because I like to check in. And I'm like, yeah, I don't feel any different. Like, we've been together for so long, I don't really feel any different. Everybody was saying that you're gonna feel different, but I don't feel any different. I just feel like it's another day, especially because after we just went straight home. So I'm at home and I'm looking at my ring like, oh, I'm married, what us girls do. You're like, oh my god, I'm married. Like, I check out my nails. Yeah. So I was doing all of that, and I was like, I should post it. Because not a lot of people know I was getting married. Again, it was really small, and we literally got married in 2 weeks. Like, we were just chilling, and then it's like, hey, let's get married, and in 2 weeks we were married. But that's a story for another time. So I'm happy, and I got a knock on the door, and it's my neighbor, and she was at the wedding too. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe you got married. I'm like, I know, I can't believe I got married. Like, we all know I didn't want to get married. And we were talking about it, and she's like, yeah, your wedding was interesting. I'm like, I know. And she said interesting because when the pastor said, do you like take thee to like honor and obey? And I was like, I mean, I could honor him, but like, I'm not obeying him. Like, I don't know. And he's like, just say it. I'm like, I'm not saying it. And like, in the middle of the pastor talking, I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm going to obey you, because I'm not obeying nobody. And he's like, just say it. I'm like, fine. To honor, but I'm not saying away. And the pastor like, let's carry on. So they're going, and I remember when it came down to the part where the pastor is like, when you take out the ring and stuff to put on your finger. And I remember when he took out the ring, and I'm looking at the ring, I'm like, where's my ring? That's not my ring. He said, don't worry about it, I'll talk to you after, but like, this is your ring right now. I'm like, but that's not the ring I picked out. Like, because we went together to go pick out the ring, and I told him which one I wanted. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe he wanted to, like, surprise your girl. But that same ring, when I got home and the lady knocked on my door, and she's like, yeah, that's my ring. I want my ring. I'm like, who? Your what? Did you just say your ring? What ring? What ring are you talking about? She's like, your wedding ring, the ring on your finger. And I'm like, the ring on my finger? Are you trying to say that's your ring? She's like, yeah, that's my ring, and I want it back. I only loaned it to him to get married to you. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe. Santa, stop. I can't believe that this is happening. Like, I was in shock. And I'm like, so what do you mean this is your ring? I'm still in disbelief, so I keep asking her, like, what do you mean this is your ring? She's like, so what happened was, as you know, he came to the wedding late. He told me that he didn't have a ring. And, like, I kind of loaned him my ring off my finger so it wouldn't look so bad. But I'm like, this does look bad. I'm so embarrassing. Because, one, he didn't tell me. And two, if you know, everybody know. And then I look like an idiot. Like, what? And everyone in the building that we were friends with knew. I'm like, this, and they were all talking about it. How could I not be embarrassed? Like, who does that? Like, who does, I should have known. Like, who does that? And I only thing I keep saying to myself, this is not, I don't understand. Like, what ring? She's like, yeah, so am I gonna get my ring? I'm like, yeah, you could have your ring back. And I had to give her ring back. And he never even replaced it. Can you believe that? This man didn't even replace and give me a new one. But it hasn't been the same since. Like, it's been 5 years later, and Like, it has not been the same, because like that was the most embarrassing thing that anyone could do to someone. Like, I still remember it like it was yesterday, and I'm still embarrassed. But hopefully next time, if I do decide to get married, you know, it's gonna be different, because I need receipts. I need to see those receipts on those rings to make sure you didn't buy it, or if it's from your family or your grandma or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna need to have a conversation, because I'm not trying to be embarrassed like that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am about to go through that again. But anyways, that was my story time about my wedding ring. Anyways, yeah. I'm just joking. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. And it's greatly appreciated. Thank you.